Hello and welcome to my persuasion speech presentation. The entire world suffers over trillions of dollars worth of scam, fraud, and heists, and different forms of corrupt activities and actions. And that's a major reason why I believe that capitalism causes corruption. We just have so many instances of people who get jobs because they have legit, records under them, and then when they find themselves in a situation of opportunity, they can't help but do something to make some quick money or get a convenient opportunity for themselves, and always at the expense of an innocent person who was just trusting in the system and trying to do the right thing. And in the process, they end up getting totally ripped off, and they can't find themselves any help because people seem to just be able to get away with scams, obviously, or else there wouldn't be trillions of dollars lost every year from the scams. And one major industry that reports consumers having the most complaints is the auto repair industry. And the shops cause different scenarios for scams through misquoting, using faulty parts, or mal-repair, where they say they fixed something and it's not really fixed, and you have to go back, and then they say that, oh, it's your fault, you did something, and sure, we'll take care of that for you for an extra few hundred. And specifically misquoting, you come in for one problem, they tell you, well, in order to fix that, we gotta do something else with it. And that's definitely a major problem for corruption. We have human trafficking, a situation where a lot of people probably wouldn't get into corruption, but they find that with sex slavery and forced labor, they can make a lot of easy money and somehow get away with it. And supposedly the sex slavery makes like $30 billion a year, and of course all illegal. And maybe those people who are in human trafficking do other crimes, but for the ones that don't, if it wasn't for capitalism, chances are they wouldn't even be doing any kind of criminal activities. And of course, making kids or, people who are born in unfortunate circumstances do free labor or very low paid labor, but most specifically slave labor. There's millions of dollars made every month off of free forced labor. And we have credit card scams. We have hacking, where people are trying to give information out so they can use that information and try to acquire material belongings or items through somebody else's finances. And for example, you have Target had 40 million credit cards exposed, all that information being accessible so that people could try to buy something with your card, and they got it, and you end up having to pay for it unless you can straighten things out with your credit card company. Home Depot had 65 million, and in Britain it's reported that there's $535 million a year lost from credit card scamming. People getting a hold of a card one way or another and acquiring items or situation services off someone else's money. We have political corruption, like bribery. Kwame Kilpatrick ended up going to jail for bribery, extortion, embezzlement, cronyism, things like that. And it's pretty well known that there's all kinds of bribes going on, especially in the lobbying and kickbacks that politicians use to make money or, help cause some form of corrupt law imposition, things like that. We have the cost supposedly annually from political corruption is $1 trillion American throughout the world. And we have investment frauds. For example, Enron, major oil company, scammed their workers out of all their 401k and their different company investments and then closed the company, and a lot of people went to jail for that. We have Bernie Madoff, did billions of dollars worth of investment fraud, investment scam, ends up doing jail time. And Martha Stewart with the ImClone systems, she was caught doing insider trading and scammed her investors out of $45,000, went to jail for that. And so we definitely have a problem, and if there was more diligence and vigilance against credit card frauds and auto repair scams, political scams, then I believe that the economy would be better throughout the world, make things easier for people. And I also believe that it would definitely help everybody, even your fellow neighbors. People would have a better life because the inflation would go down. Inflation seems to go up for any reason, but especially from fraud, scam, things like that. There's not much we can do to help each other out if everybody's scamming each other. So the smart thing to do would be for everybody to be a little more diligent about things, a little more vigilant if possible. And too bad we all can't pitch in and find ways to get a hold of these types of criminals, because they're costing us a lot of money that we don't see that we're losing. And some of my sources are the BBC, freeguide.com, Fraud Guide, International Labor Office, Real Clear Politics, US Exchange, and UPI.com. And here's my audience. My little kitty cat. And my mom. Thank you.